Okay guys, today we are working on this pressure washer. It is a Northstar pressure washer, has a Honda engine in it, and we got a carburetor that is upside down that they tried to do themselves. Got some zip ties going on over here and whatnot. So yeah, see, because now there's the throttle, but that's actually the choke lever. And then they got this spring here. So we're gonna play around, we're gonna get it right, we're gonna get it running, we're gonna get it fixed. So stay tuned. Okay, first things first, we got a 10mm ratchet wrench. We're gonna remove this air filter, these bolts here. I don't got a lot of room to work. Okay, so we're gonna get these off. Hopefully I can do it by hand now, thank God. Okay, there's gonna be one right there. Eventually we'll get it. We'll get this Northstar up and running again like it was brand new. Okay, so there's the first bolt. Now the second one. And what sucks is I normally don't carry short sockets. I think I might have a 10mm short socket. Let me check. Nope. So I think what I'm going to do is remove this panel right here. That's just two 10mm bolts. One. And two. Now that I can move this a little bit, I might be able to get my ratchet in there. There we go. And having this dismantled will help me figure out the rest of the stuff later here. All these control arms again. Since they zip tied it all up there. And just like that, here comes the second bolt. Jesus Christ. Okay, now we can remove that. Air filter. Spacer. Disconnect this fuel line here. Pull out my snippers. Snippers will be for later when I'm snipping those zip ties. Now we just remove that fuel line right there. Another line down there. Now they have the choke hooked up to the throttle. Just like that. Now this clip here we push down and pull out, and there's that. Now it should go in like this. So they have, I'm gonna take this carburetor apart and take a peek at it. So give me a second for that. Okay, so I found the original problem. This right here, their on and off solenoid. This should be able to go up and down nice and freely. See how it's kind of stiff? So what I like to do is just jostle it up myself, pulling it up and down, tapping it. There you go. See, it's starting to move in and out on its own. So it goes in. See how it's coming out? Twist it, in, out, in, out. There it goes. So I'll spray a little carb cleaner in there, finish cleaning that out. Now while we're looking at it here, we got the carburetor, which this is where this was at. Now see, what I think they did too is that has no room to go down up in there. I don't think that's right. I think the spacer, because they have it on backwards, goes like that. And then that goes in just like that. Because I don't think it goes on the other side. So, what I'm going to do now is figure out all this linkages here, and then I'll come back and then we'll go from there. But see, that was their original problem, was right there. These go bad all the time, riding lawnmowers, these kind of engines, anything with an electric solenoid, always check these first. Okay, here's another problem. These linkages where they have the throttle, technically that is the throttle linkage, but it's in the wrong place. So this needs to come out like that. So there's the throttle linkage. The choke linkage. Has a clip on it. So going to undo the clip. Okay. Now, here's the throttle, the governor. Here's the choke leakage. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this up in here, this back on here, clip it back on there. Now even then I think I just put it down backwards. Let me check. Yeah, I did. I messed up there. See, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Move that out of the way. Declip it again. Now, so it's supposed to go on like that. So now we'll put it in like this. And we'll reclip it. Now that goes into the choke, just like that. So now, when you pull this lever here, it chokes the machine. So now that is right. I'll have to re-zip tie that because they lost the clip. So we're one step away from getting this thing back to how we need to have it. Next, we got to work on the governor arm. So governor arm is going to be Z-bend in for the throttle linkage, Z-bend in, down and around, and then it's going to go on to the carburetor with this little clip. Just slam it in, clip it down. But until then, I want to finish cleaning out the solenoid, getting the spacer ready, and everything else I need to do. So let me do that. So, right there, just using some carburetor cleaner, I fixed their original problem. Look at this now. See, in out. Just by, twisting it, in and out, in and out. Now, it goes in and out. That was the original problem. It was always stuck open or always stuck closed, not allowing gas to start the engine. So now with the original problem fixed, all we gotta do is put it all back together and put it on right and fix this machine up. So let's get to doing that. I'm just gonna leave this part and I'll edit it if I have to, but we should be pretty good. Now that I got a good glimpse of everything I need to do. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna remove the choke, put the solenoid back in, oh boy. Now we're gonna take the screws, let me see where my screwdriver went. Right here on the floor. There's one, not all the way tight yet. And here's going to be two. This one's going to merge them together like a sandwich, so this one we go tight. Right there. We'll tighten up this one. Perfect. Now we're going to come in here to the machine. Okay, first things first, we're going to slap back on this choke. That part's said and done. Okay, now from there, what we'll do is we will do, there's a second hose down here. It's the overflow hose. You can't see it right now, but we're going to connect that. And we're going to connect the fuel line back in, down. That down and around, and then we're going to put this throttle cable back on. It looks like they might have bent it up a little bit to get it to fit when it was upside down, so we might have to bend it back depending. I don't know yet. So now technically it's all hooked up, back ready to go, besides this. So now from here, what I want to do, I'm going to grab my spacer. We're going to put the spacer in. We're going to line it up. Make sure we line it up right. From there, we're going to take our air filter housing. We're going to put that back on. Lines up perfectly with the thing. Now we're going to take our long bolts, move this up and out of the way. Sorry if my arm's in the way. I'm going to go through our first hole here into the carburetor, through our spacer. And then into the intake. Make sure you at least start it so we can do our second bolt. Second bolt in. In through the air filter, in through the carburetor, through our spacing, and into the intake. Start it up. This is giving me a hard time. I hate that. Somewhere between here and there, we're not. Oh, I'm going backwards. I'm looking at it from the wrong angle. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Now it's going in. So, we'll tighten this one up since we got the other one started already. Almost there. And that one's tight. Now we'll do our problem child here. It's a really good time where those finger turners would come in handy. This one's almost there. And that's done. Okay, now from there what we'll do is we'll reinstall 2 bolts here. Finger tight as much as I can. Second one is going to go right here. Finger tight as much as I can. So if you got this far, you guys should consider subscribing, leaving a like, hitting that bell for notifications, and leaving a comment down below telling me what you guys want to see and stuff. You know? This channel wouldn't be here without you guys. You guys are the ones who view me and, you know, give me the motivation to keep going. So I appreciate everybody who, you know, likes my stuff. And that one's tight. That one's tight. Okay, now let's check some things. There we go. Now the throttle is going. Let me get you off here for a second. So, that's how it's supposed to be. See the throttle moving? If we put this choke back up in here, see the choke moving? Choked. Yep. Open. Yep. Throttle. See it moving? See how the float bowl is under the machine? That goes in there like that. So we could put the cover and everything back on. That was already off when I got here. The fuel line is gonna go down here. So what I wanna do now is I have a really good feeling that this is good to go now. But I'm gonna put the rest of it back on and we're gonna find out. So let's zoom out. Move you back a little bit. Let me see what we're working with here. Perfect. So we're gonna put everything back on this. Step by step here. Okay, first part's gonna go on right here. Make sure everything is lining up. Looks like we got 2 10s right here. Oh, there we go, drop that. 2 10s right here to go into the air filter. There's one. There's 2. I will put away my tools that I'm no longer going to use for the rest of this repair. Drop that tin off, because now we have 2 8s right here. They look like they wore these out pretty good, so I don't know if these are going to screw in like they should. Now you know what? I got them goofed up. Let me reverse everything. See? Normally I'd edit out a mistake like this, but you know what? Today I'm going to leave it in, because everybody makes mistakes. That's how the carburetor ended up upside down in the first place. Mistakes. Mistakes happen to the best of us. So we got one there. I still had an ink. That was the right part. I'll show you where I messed up. Drop that down low. Okay, right here, these things have to slide up under this part so they catch. Going in there. So, okay, I see what they did here. So we got to remove these squares all together. Oh boy. Okay, hang on. Let me make this a little easier on me. Let me bring you up in here so I can show you what I'm doing. Down you go. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our impact here, we're gonna put it on reverse, take our 8. We're separating these little square thing from the bolt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an adjustable wrench. We're gonna clamp it onto this square. Then we're gonna reverse this 8 out. The square goes up in here. I'm going to make this thing as factory as possible. Just like that. A little more push. Not too much. Don't want to go overdo it. Done. So now that it's in the right place. So we're going to take our handy dandy my bobber again. Put it right there on the square. Zip that off. There we go. Got the other square piece. I'm going to put that into its home. Now let me pull you off and show you where these are. So we got one square thing right in there. Right there. One right there. One right there. That one might need to go in just a tad bit more like that. But other than that, we are good to go on finishing putting the rest of this air filter back on. So, right in here, it's going to go right on here. Perfect. Slap our 2 tins in here. Go to our tin on our impact. Switching the impact back just to finish it up. 1, 2. I don't need the 10 anymore. That's going to go away. We're going to put our 8 on. 1 and 2. There we go. So we're going to put our 8 away. Our impact down for now. Filter, foam pad, air filter cover back on, clamp it on, 4 clamps, 2 on either side. There we go. So now, what do you guys say? Moment of truth? Let's put some gas in it. Add a jump box. I'm using a Schumacher jump box. Bam. Now let's fire her up. I'm not going to run it long because I don't have water attached to it. We're just going to take off this whole lid here. I'm just going to dump all this gas into it while making a big old mess. Fill her up-ish. Oh, I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. I tell you. I tell you how excited I am. Let's do it. Okay, where do they normally put the battery on this bad boy? On the other side. So, hook it up negative to negative. Positive to positive. Turning on my jump box. Got a green light. Choking it, now that the choke works. We're letting gas get up in there because obviously it was drained. Okay, real quick thing, it's running. Check that out. Voila, guys, it's running like a champ. Oh, yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. Thank you for watching.